everyone, I'm Miss Bear. Welcome back to another video. So this week I went to Hale and Hale Barnes, which are little towns near me, and I visited a supermarket there called Booths, which is an independent supermarket. It's just a little bit different from the run-of-the-mill supermarkets that I normally go to. And I went to see if they had any nice chocolates or biscuits in the build up to Christmas, so I could start buying gifts for my friends who celebrate Christmas. And while I was there, I also took some footage of a Victorian railway station in Hale, and it's still used today, so it's still functioning, and I thought it looked really quaint, and so I filmed that as well. From Booths, I bought a packet mix for a cake. So this is the mix that I've bought. And I bought this because even though you can just make an ordinary cake with flour and sugar and butter, this is actually gluten-free and it can be made as a vegan cake if you don't add egg or milk to it, and if you add vegan soya butter. So I just wanted to try this. I wanted to try something different. And this is made with buckwheat flour and also with brown rice flour mixed together. And then it has poppy seeds. And I thought I would give this a try because buying a packet mix is a really easy way of trying something new without having to go out and buy the flour and buy the poppy seeds. And I thought I'd give it a try, see if I liked it before I actually bought packets of that flour. So I'll share that recipe with you, and then I'll be back to do a book review. So I've made the cake, and I did like the taste of the poppies and the lemons that came through, but I found the cake wasn't very sweet. Now the recipe on the box said that you should put icing sugar or icing on the top, and I didn't do that. And I do recommend that if you make it, then do that, because it didn't have as much sugar as a normal cake would have. But it was nice to try something new. So now on to my book this week, and I'm going to recommend The Hobbit by Tolkien. It's the prequel to the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and it's just a charming, chatty, conversational sort of book to read at this time of year. It's not set in autumn or has any descriptions of autumn, but when you read it, it's just such a charming book that it'll just make you feel really cozy. It's the story of Bilbo Baggins, who is this stay-at-home hobbit who just wants a quiet life, and then he's reluctantly taken out on a quest by a wizard, and he goes on this heroic quest with an army of dwarfs, and they go off to fight a dragon. And basically it's a coming of age novel for Bilbo Baggins. At the end, he's just so different to the beginning of the book. He's bolder, he's braver, and then the others turn to him to lead the way and to make decisions. I really like the style that it's written in. It's very easy to read, and I read that Tolkien tried it out on his sons when he was writing it, and so it has this feel of being a really friendly book. At the beginning, there is a description of Bilbo Baggins' Hobbit hole, and it's one of the cosiest houses in literature, so I'll share that description with you. And what I really like is the humour comes from the contrast between this fussy hobbit and these brave warriors. So at one point they're having a banquet in his house, and he's just worried about them chipping his plates or chipping his furniture. And I think it's the contrast between him at the start and these warrior figures that causes the humour. So I'll just share the description of the Hobbit hole with you. It had a perfectly round door, like a porthole, painted green with a shiny yellow brass knob in the exact middle. The door opened onto a tube-shaped hall like a tunnel, a very comfortable tunnel without smoke, with panelled walls and floors tiled and carpeted, provided with polished chairs and lots of pegs for hats and coats. The Hobbit was fond of visitors. The tunnel wound on and on, going fairly, but not quite, straight into the side of the hill. The hill, as all the people for many miles round called it, and many little round doors opened out of it, first on one side, then on another. No going upstairs for the Hobbit. Bedrooms, bathrooms, cellars, pantries, lots of these, wardrobes. He had whole rooms devoted to clothes. Kitchens, dining rooms, all were on the same floor, and indeed on the same passage. The best rooms were all on the left-hand side going in, for these were the only ones to have windows, deep-set round windows looking over his garden and the meadows beyond, sloping down to the river. So I really recommend it as a charming read. I'm going to finish my video by sharing with you a recipe for a warming autumnal drink. It's warm apple, and then it's infused with ginger and spices, and then sweetened with honey. It's really delicious, and it's very warming. So if you have a cold or you're feeling a little bit under the weather, it's like having a delicious apple pie in a drink. So I'll finish by sharing that recipe with you. So thanks for watching today's video, and I'll see you next time. A neighbour brought me a bowl of rosy apples. I washed them and then chopped them into small pieces. I decided to use my juicer, but this recipe works fine with apple juice that you buy from the shops. My juice came out very frothy and cloudy, but it still tasted delicious. I decided to warm the drink by using ginger. Slice it as thinly as you can and then cut it into matchstick size. I'm adding the ginger to 2 large mugfuls of apple juice. You simmer for 5 to 10 minutes. Let the ginger infuse. I'm also adding half a teaspoon of spice and then honey to taste. A really warming drink for a cold autumnal day. Enjoy.